The Bible's split into two parts, right? And the biggest part is called the Old Testament. You might have heard of it. Now, in the Old Testament, there's a whole book which is dedicated to all these like songs that people have written. Lots of people contributed, you know, it's like lots of the sort of different albums that you might have on your iPod or something. And one of the major contributors to the Psalms is this guy called David, who was a real artist and a musician. And his songs sort of go up and down, you know, he's a real mood swings kind of guy. But in one of them, in Psalm 139, he talks about how you just can't get away from God, which I guess you could say is either scary or encouraging, or maybe a bit of both, depending on what sort of day you're on, really. But it's like wherever you go, it doesn't matter where you turn, where you look, God's there with you, right? And this idea that you have to go to church to meet God, or that you have to go to a nice spiritual religious temple or something to meet God, all through the ages people have thought that. But when Jesus turned up, he tried to show people that it didn't matter where you went, you were going to meet God. So like, you know, in the toilet, you know, in the bath, day's work, sleep at night. And in this psalm that David writes, he more or less says that kind of thing. You know, he says, if I go down to hell, God's there. If I go up to heaven, God's there. Doesn't matter how bad my life gets, God's there. So in all the places that you look, you're going to bump into God. There was this artist, and he did this thing with a crucifix, right? Jesus hanging on the cross. And he put it into this little vat full of urine. And I guess he maybe wanted to say something, I don't know, denigrating the cross. I'm not quite sure, really. But when I heard about that, I thought, that's the point of the cross. There isn't any bit of life that Jesus' cross, Jesus dying for the world, it touches every bit of life. No matter how down, how dirty, how bad, how good, how happy, it's for everything.